I have the degrees of being economist, foreign trader, and a kindergarten educator, but and a life coach. All these added up to my experiences, life experiences. I worked in the public administration here in Hungary, from inside and from outside. Thank you so much. That was enough. Then I married a diplomat of Greece, and I had an 11 years of 11 years travel around the world. Everybody has a point in his or her life when starts to have some questions about existence and problems which have been around and looking for answers. I'm very grateful because I didn't have to go through major emotional breakdowns. I had my fair share of not being acknowledged, accepted, and a kind of abuse, but I am of the safe side of the road, let's say so. But we shall not forget that abuse can be any kind of, like if a little girl, 2 years old, is being shouted by his daddy, who is like 2 meters, and pees under herself, that's an abuse. So, next slide, please, Carmen. Yeah, before starting, I would like to show you this quote of Buddha. Believe nothing, no matter what you read or say or hear, no matter if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. So whatever feels right to you, that's your truth, and that's it. Next slide, please. Yes. When we come to that point in our life that we seek answers for our questions, we turn to different tools, like it can be religion, it can be philosophical schools or self-help books, whatever helps, we just want the help. There are many tools out there, and we can see that so many religions with the history have been built up in human society or been established. But if we go back in time and look around, there is always a person, a kind of, behind all these schools or religions or philosophical currents, on whose, let's say so, channeling later on a structure is built on. And I think we can state that great enlightened persons were not only living in the past, but they are present today as well. Next slide, please. So among many of them, these, for example, as far as I'm living in the western part, the so-called western part of the humankind, I brought up these persons like Bruce Lipton, Neil Donald Walsh, Eckhart Tolle, etc., or Sadhguru, one of my favorites, but I'm sure that there are other spectacular persons, spiritual leaders around the world present, teaching and channeling wisdom of the source. And one of them, next slide, please, for me is Vianna Stibel, who established this modality, Thetahealing. When I met this modality, I immediately knew that this is something I want, because it had a structure. I'm very fast with understanding structures horizontally and vertically and in depth. And I saw its greatness and efficiency and compatibility with life coaching and with religions as well, because it's dogma free. She's a lady of the United States of America, she was, what is special about her, that she was born with some inherent intuitive abilities, meaning that the so-called clairvoyance or claircognition, her connection to the source was always clear. There are some people, or strong, there are some people who need proofs of such connection, and there are some others who do not. Well, when you can connect to the environment, to the nature, to the energy, then you can sense more the connection of another person to source. So your heart, your soul, your spirit always knows the truth, what is true for that person. So for me, it was not a question to sense and feel the connection what she has or could have had back in time. Her life path led to the establishment of this modality, which is called today Thetahealing, which went through the years changes, of course. She was diagnosed with bone cancer. She cured herself. Of course, that was an inner motivation of herself to look for more answers and strengthen her connection with the Creator. Yes, and today approximately there are some 20,000 trained practitioners and instructors around the world using this modality in 550 countries. She was awarded in the United States the Moving America Forward. You can see on the slide the left side bottom. In India, she gained the World Peace Award, and you can see her in the middle speaking in Mexico with such a crowd behind, open to receive the information what she's been channeling throughout her life. Next slide, please. Yes, the picture about the map of the world demonstrates us in how many countries Thetahealing is present right now. Among them, many countries which are very strict on what they allow into the country as a modality to be taught to the people with regard to their religious backgrounds. And even these countries gave green light to Thetahealing. It's a very complex modality, and all those nice words you can see below, behind the words, the white word theta, are included, like working with beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, becoming more aware of these things, connecting your DNA with your consciousness and the divine force, and through these becoming more conscious and more focused on creation. Next slide, please. Yes, before, can we go back to the previous slide, please? Thank you. Before going to the next slide, I would like us to watch a short movie of Bruce Lipton, which I consider to be very useful, understanding what we are dealing with here within the framework of Thetahealing as well. So please, Carmen, if you would start the video. Thank you.
95% of our life is coming from the programs of life that we get in the first 7 years of life. The movie The Matrix is not science fiction. It's a documentary. Every human, and it's a fact, every human first 7 years is download a hypnosis. The brain of a child under 7 is in a lower vibrational frequency. When you put wires on a person's head, you read electroencephalograph, reading brain activity. A child below 7 has a lower vibration than consciousness. It's called theta. Theta is imagination. Oh, that's how kids play a tea party with mud pies, but to them it's a real thing. A kid rides a broom, it's a horse. That's theta, imagination. Theta is also hypnosis. And the idea is this: before you can become conscious, if you don't have any programs, what are you going to be conscious of? It's sort of like I buy a new iPod and I take it out of the box and I push play and nothing happens, and you think, oh my God, I spent all the money and the damn thing isn't working. And then some little 7-year-old kid comes up and says, well, mister, you didn't download any music. How are you going to play something? And I go, that's the same thing. It's like the brain is like the iPod. Consciousness is the screen where I can create. But if I don't have anything in the hard drive, I can't create. So nature makes the first 7 years what kind of programs are required to live on this planet? I say, how do you get them? Theta is hypnosis. You just watch. You watch your parents, you watch your siblings, and your community, because you have to learn how many 100,000 rules. Think about it. Just to be a functional member of a family and a functional member of a community, there are rules. Teach an infant these rules. I say, oh, you don't have to. First 7 years, they observe it and just download it. And then I say, well, why is it relevant? Because this is the unfortunate fact, 95% of our life, this is a fact, comes from those programs in the subconscious. Every day, only about 5% of their life are you using conscious, which is creative. 5%.
So your life is being lived, even though you think you're living your life.
Exactly, and you don't see it because it's called subconscious, below conscious. And the Jesuits, for 400 years, they were boasting. People didn't understand. They say, give me a child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. They've been saying that for 400 years because they knew 7 years was the program period. And 95% of your life after that will be whatever that program is. Look, this is not new. I mean, there's the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Sure.
And basically said you come from a poor family and you could struggle your whole life and try to get rich, but you're not going to make it. And if you come from a rich family, you could be stupid your whole life and make it. Not because it was thinking, but it was unconscious behavior that was downloaded from rich families into kids, which is unconscious. So they're making the right moves unconsciously. If they engage their conscious mind, then they look stupid, but it's unconscious. And that's the same thing with poor people. Poor people have beliefs from the family. Oh, you can't make it, life's a struggle, things are hard, who do you think you are? And if that's the program you get, then 95% of the day you will sabotage yourself. And that's why poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich, because of the programming. I can feed you with an idea that this pill that we just got from the pharmaceutical company, it's the greatest, best thing for your issue. And I give you this pill and you get better. And then later you find out it was a sugar pill, and everybody goes, yeah, that's called the placebo effect. And I go, what does it really mean? I said, you didn't get healed by the pill, you got healed by the belief in the pill. And I go, well, yeah, that's what placebo is all about. And at least 1/3, minimum of 1/3 of all medical intervention is, it's the placebo effect where the healing comes from. And everybody goes, yeah, I know about the placebo. I go, yeah, but that's a result of positive thinking. What about negative thinking? And this is what we don't talk about, but the reality is it's equally powerful in regard to affecting your biology as is positive thinking, but it works in the opposite direction. A negative thought is called the nocebo effect. Can cause any disease and you can die. If you believe you're going to die, you can die from the belief. So we really have to watch out because, as psychologists would tell us, 70% or more of our thoughts are negative and redundant, replaying the same negative thoughts. I go, if thoughts had nothing to do with it, fine. But thoughts, positive or negative, shape our biology. And all of a sudden it says, well, now it's time to wake up because our negative thinking is manifesting a negative life experience.
Let's breathe. I hope everybody has a glass of water or something to drink, because when we are talking about things like that, energy is moving. When we are in the same place, we are sharing here the same group consciousness. So it's good to drink and make information flow in your body more, helping the change taking place. And if you don't drink, I need to drink for you too. So, next slide, please. If Carmen is here. Yes, thank you. So Bruce Lipton mentioned too the importance of theta brainwave, but there are others there, actually 5. Alpha, beta, gamma is missing from this nice chart, but I like the colors, so I didn't mind letting that brainwave out. And delta, you can see the different hertz sections they fall in. Like what is important about these, that your brain is in a constant motion. Your brain is either in this one or that one, but it's moving from one brain wave state to the other one, depending on what you are doing, either thinking or meditating or sleeping. So there is a constant flow. When you are in beta, you are more focused in your outer world, what you hear, what you see, what you taste and smell and touch. When you are in alpha, that is when you have no space, no time, you are more focusing inside. Delta helps the body to recover better. You are unconscious, but the theta is a very interesting state, brain state, because that's when, as Bruce Lipton mentioned, you are as a child, after like 0 to 7 years old, you are in the state. That's the state when your brain absorbs every information, whatever you see, that is going to be your definition system for the upcoming years. If in your family you receive only abusement, then the definition of love, your definition of love, will be abusement. If in your family where you grow up, you are cuddled, you are taken care of, you are listened to, then your definition of love will be this. So in this very moment, we have two individuals with the definition of love, which are contradictory. So that's why all of us who are present here, we each have a kind of definition for love and how does it feel. Two things at the same time will make a package of what love means to you. But it might be different or will be different than what might mean to me because of our life experiences. So until now, it was thought that being in hypnosis, you are in this brain wave section, theta, before falling asleep or waking up, and in this childhood period, time period. But actually, you can put yourself with a very simple meditation into this state. That's what Vaiana discovered on herself. Next slide, please. Before continuing with this, I would like to go through this chart fast. I think most of you might be familiar with how right and left brains might operate or be focused around with regard to their operations. Left brain is more logical, focused on facts, realistic, planning, like everything shall be in order. It is like, in general, how man operate, no? In brackets. And the right brain is more emotional, more focused on art, creativity, imagination, prefers fiction, etc. It's more like females are, no? But don't take this serious. Why it is important? Because if someone operates more from the left brain, it is easier for that person to connect to his or her intuition, to the nature, because that person goes through sensing it. While when you operate from the left brain, you need more explanations. Like you want to hear the logical explanation behind the facts, behind whatever is being told, said, or taught. And I would like to give you a life example, life experience. One day I was very enthusiastic after leaving a session, which was like a role-playing kind of session. I had a big aha moment here in Budapest. I was going home, happy, like flying, and at one of these metro stations, I bumped into an Ecuadorian, a Latin American Ecuadorian friend of mine. He was playing on his guitar, singing for the Hungarian audience. And when he saw me, I stopped, and he told me, "Elektra, ¿cómo estás?" I said, "Very well, just imagine from where I'm coming," and my aha moment. And he had a question for me. And he was asking me the next question, doing this. How do you feel the results? How do you feel it? And tapping his heart. And I looked at him like this, and I told him, just give me a minute and a half, please, because I had to rethink whatever I was going to say about it. Because in Europe, how is this question asked? How do you know that? Not how do you feel about this? How do you know? So I could see the difference between the two approaches, and I couldn't answer the question immediately because I had to rephrase it, my experience, in a way that the person in front of me, working from the right brain, could be able to comprehend, to understand. So that was a nice, another aha moment for the day. Next slide, please. Yeah, theta healing. Theta healing, a part of it, divides, it's not a good word, but just to better understand how in this modality, the complexity of creation works, coexists, divides the reality into 7 planes of existence. The number one, the plane of non-organic, the plane of non-organic materials like minerals and crystals. If you see the earth itself at this level, that is everything which does not move and has no life. So life becomes more tangible when carbon appears in the in this game, which means like yeah, the molecular system, the molecular structure will contain carbon. That's the entrance point for life itself, the moving life itself. And that's about the second plane. The second plane is about plants, green plants. This is where life appears, but there is no motion. The third plane of existence in this modality is called the plane of animals and humans. And the third plane existence is based, of course, on the first and the second, because the way they cooperate, plants need to, plants have no motion. Of course they have, but not like moving in a way. Of course we can bring up examples that there are plants which move, but just in a bolder way. So let's not stick to the exceptions, but let's see in a bigger picture of this so-called division, but it's not a real division, because when you eat a banana, the banana itself is the part of the plane of plants, but when you eat it, it becomes the part of yours, no? When the minerals in the plant itself, which come from the first plane, will become the part of your living organs, your body. So these 3 planes are the tangible ones for most of us. Then the fourth one, which is called the plane of spirit, it is the place where after death, after death, let's say so, the spirit continues its existence. So this is a point where I would like to share with you my perception about death, which is that the body, the container of your essence, just returns to where it comes from. Let's drink. Let's stop for a moment here. If you look around in your room where you are sitting, and if you think of what they are made of, the materia, everything, like including your body as well, like this piece of paper, the chair you are sitting on, the table you are sitting at, the lamp, everything, what you are having around you, including your body, it's materia. Where does it come from? Or where do they come from? From Mother Earth. Everything is provided by Mother Earth, is given to you like a gift. Use it. To you means to the life force which is in you. So if you just understand or feel into this concept, then you will have a greater picture about what at this level oneness might mean. Because at material level, you are one with Mother Earth. If you have this understanding, then you start to have more respect towards Earth. And for all the gifts which are given to you, you start to be more cautious of what you are giving back. So when the life force, the life essence leaves the body, which goes back to Mother Earth, then this essence will be part of the plane of spirits, where our ancestors are and waiting for whatever their choices might be to continue. So according to Vayana, because all whatever is being taught here is how to say, it wasn't for me everything whatever I learned through her new. I was just resonating that, you know, when you know that, I know that this is it, I know that this is like it, I remember this. So, but still, whatever is being told by me here, it's coming through me as a filter, and whatever I was taught about Theta Healing was coming through her as a filter. So I would like to refer back to the quote of Buddha, that believe whatever resonates with you, with your truth. So according to Theta Healing modality, the fourth plane of existence is the plane of spirits. I won't go into more details because we don't have time for that. So I would continue with the fifth plane of existence, which according to Vayana's experiences, is the place of final duality. Let's imagine, if you can, yourself out in space in a virtual reality where there is this place where the good and the bad has its final fights, but this is illusion. But an illusion can become, in a way, tangible or sensible if there is lots of energy focused on it. This is the place where angels are, where our soul families are, where the transcendent Christ, Buddha, Mother Teresa, and so on. But there are degrees in this plane, which means that there is a fine line below which there is still good and bad, and above which there is this Christ style of love. I wouldn't go more into details, but people with their consciousness can connect to these planes and have conversations with or connection, and can channel from these degrees of this plane, and all fine or good. Just remember, you don't need to accept it, but there is a trade going on between the 6 planes except the 7th, meaning that there shall be an energy exchange for whatever you are given. For example, if I'm praying to Mother Teresa and I lit a candle, the light and the prayer itself is the energy I'm conveying toward, or to a saint or toward an angel. And for this energy, I will receive in exchange what I'm praying for. but there is still an energy exchange, giving and taking. So if we go higher, then the next plane is the plane of laws. Laws is again used in this case as not just please be open with this term law, because we can easily say, yeah, there is law of magnetism and electricity, but law of truth, what's that? A new term. A law of nature, the law of compassion, the law of time. There are some laws which can be affected by humans, like the law of time. You can bend it. Even I am sure that many of you have experienced in his or her life situations where, for example, you had to get from A to B within a very short period of time, and instead of 40 minutes, you did it in 30, but it was impossible, but you did it. So unconsciously, you banded time. There are persons who can be more tuned into these sources because they are sources of information, all planes, like Tesla, who had a great connection with the law of electricity and was able to bring down information, to this three-dimensional level in a greater quantity than others. And laws are there to govern, to give a framework for all the other planes to exist in. And if you just expand more or higher out, then you will reach to the plane of pure energy of creation. But this is not like a sharp division, because when you look at your body, that incorporates in it the non-organic, the plane of plants, the animals. If you eat meat, your essence is the spirit inside you. I'm not reading the chats, please. I will go back later to whatever is written there to answer. So everything coexists and is in connection with everything, as in a unity. You are whole and complete always. Just how conscious you are of it is a question. The more you start to observe yourself, the more you become conscious of what's going on with you and why. Let's drink again. So, next slide, please. Yes, this is our body. Most of us might be familiar with the system of chakras, that we are not only human flesh, but a kind of energy structure as well. You can see that there are different types of energetic bodies, like astral body, mental body, emotional body, and so on. And the chakras, which beside the 7 main chakras, there are some hundreds of others, and they make up the whole system around us. But we are not aware of this knowledge. We are not being taught, and we don't know how to use them, most of us. Which could be very useful, because communication itself is like 40% verbal, and the rest of it is non-verbal. Whatever you sense, whatever you see, whatever you feel is all part of the communication process. And when you are talking to someone, the way the other person talks, and maybe the way he or she feels, if they are contradictory, and you are sensitive, you can feel it. But it's not being said, no? You just sense it. So what to believe? What is being said or what you are sensing? Next slide, please. Yes. So we are given this body, and we have our body parts, including the brain, which is the best ever created biological computer. Some say that a great quantum computer in a way. But that's just a part of your body, a very strong one though, where inside the thoughts are somehow being created. But we have feelings and emotions at the same time, which we consider to be either positive or negative in a way. As far as Earth is a place where duality exists, we are learning both sides of the same coin, but the coin has a third side, you know. If I have one here, I might show it, you know. This is the third one. And imagine yourself like, I'm going to use this one. So that is the two sides of your existence, and you are standing on the third side in the middle. And if you can imagine the sign of, what's the word in English? How do we call this? Someone please help me in English.
You mean the
infinity? Infinity, thank you. So I love the sign of infinity because you are standing in the middle of it. And one side can be considered the black and the other the white. One side could be considered as good or bad, but it's always you in the middle who makes a decision how to label a given thing. And when you become conscious, you can observe this good and bad, black and white, nice and, I don't know, less nice. So you can observe the difference between the two, but it needs practice. Okay, when you are feeling good and you are only in the good, and you deny the existence of the bad, you don't want to face with the bad, so-called bad part of it. But the balance is in the middle. And exactly. So there are these feelings like criticism, egoism, hate, envy, and so on. And there are those so-called virtues, which you can see in the middle. And actually, we are on Earth, we are learning these virtues through different situations. How we are in a given situation it depends on how we think, relate, and feel with regard to that given situation or that person involved in that situation. And this is the point where I would like to refer back to the programming period. So next slide, please. Yes. Because we have belief systems in our energetic structure, I would call it, appearing at different levels according to Theta Healing. In Theta Healing, we call core level your present existence from conception up to this very moment you are sitting in front of me. Whatever you have encountered as a feeling, emotion, or belief, that becomes part of your belief system. If you are born into a Catholic family, then that's your religious line. In a Muslim, then that's yours. If in a Hindu, that is your basic setting. And whatever I mentioned about love previously, that is going to be your definition about love. that is one source of information, your core level information. Genetic level is what your body is made of, like from your father and from your mother. The genetic information what you received makes up your body, but that spiral contains trillions of information, and but those information include the experiences, life experiences, beliefs, and thoughts of your ancestors as well, and they can affect you subconsciously, not knowing. For example, if a grandma was dropped off by, I don't know, soldiers, maybe raped as well, no? Then that strong imprint, emotional imprint, will be in your DNA. And you will be surprised why your daughter maybe is afraid of soldiers and men in general, because for her, that specific piece of information kicks off on and will work for her for whatever reason. So there are belief systems stored at core level, genetic level, and above the eighth, how to say, I don't know the certain English. When you go back in your family tree after the eighth generation, the family tree becomes so wide, so many people included, that above that level, it is called his history level. History level can be considered also the village where you live, the city, the consciousness of those people, and the history of those people, the country itself, the continent, and humans all together. Because each of these groups has a consciousness, a group consciousness. And whatever is stored there as a belief will have an effect on you. I think it's a general one, that belief system that you have to work very hard in order to succeed, for example. And the soul level is that which includes all three before and the totality of who you are. I like to demonstrate this one with imagining that my head is the creation of all that is, and one hair, I don't know this one in English, but one of these hair, I don't know what, is your soul, and you are the point, the last point of this piece of hair. That is you in this human form, but your connection to the creation is the whole line of this piece of hair. So that is soul level. And there are beliefs and feelings also stored. And all these four levels make you up who you are and will affect your thoughts, feelings, emotions, thus your actions and reactions to certain situations. Next slide, please. Yes, it is possible to connect the place between your conscious and subconscious, which is the place where your brain is while being in theta state, with a simple meditation. The meditation itself is for the left brain. When you hear the music and then you hear that ta 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 ta, all these is for your left brain to just disconnect in a way and forget to control your reality, because practically we are always connected to source. We are just not aware of it because of being conditioned, because of where we are in with our society, etc., etc., etc. And I would like to show you another video Before I continue, yes, please. It's about the universe. Just let's see it. Before clicking start, just a moment, please, Carmen. Those who are afraid of height, okay, or during watching the video, it's a short video, might feel or sense not being comfortable with whatever they are seeing. Just stop looking at it. It might happen. It's nothing serious, but it might take place. So there is nothing wrong with that. If you feel like that, just turn your head away, sip a bit of water, and wait until the end of it. Yes. Let's breathe. The movie speed, the original speed is faster, so it gives you some music. Let's dance. Gives you a greater impact because of the speed, but you could feel again that if you put yourself again in the middle of the infinity, you are the center of the universe. You could see it with your own eyes. Each of you is a totality of the universe itself, being in an individual body at the same time. That's duality again. just feel into it and just let it be around you without refusing the idea. So why I wanted to show you this video, because a basic meditation of Theta Healing takes you through the same steps in a way as the first half of the video was about. And while doing this meditation, which I'm planning to do it with you, whoever wants to take place can do that. Going up and expanding, just letting yourself to make it happen without thinking, just the way when you are listening to the meditation and you just go with my voice and with the flow, and when you just accept what is being said is happening, then that's the first step for giving permission for yourself to connect. And practically with the meditation, with this theta meditation, we will connect to the seventh plane, which is actually the pure energy of creation. How do you know that you are connected to that place? That it is calm. It can be bright, described as bright but calm, relaxing. There are no faces around. There are no pictures of any kind. It's just like when you are floating in the water, but without the substance of water, because being in the light, it's lighter in a way. So that's the place where when you put yourself in theta state with a simple meditation, you are connected to the force field around you, and at the same time, you are connected to yourself. And that gives an immediate connection. How deep you can sense it, it's up to your present status where you are. And all level of connections are just perfect and great. And always there is higher and deeper, because that is expansion about. Can we go back to the slides, please, and where the thoughts and emotions were? I think a previous one. No. One more before. Yes, please. So, on the enhancing intuitive abilities, what does it mean? Everybody has intuitive abilities, just you are not aware of it, or you might be, but you might not use them, or you might use them, but you don't know how to enhance them, etc. Enhancing intuitive abilities means that first you start with self-observation. Because if you don't have a grasp of it, then you don't know what you are talking about. You start to observe yourself, how you feel, how you think, how you relate to situations and peoples. Whenever you are in a state of acceptance and understanding, then you are relaxed. But when something happens, like for example, there's a situation and a person, or just simply your child, comes and presses your buttons and you suddenly just explode. And either you are so angry and you swear and all that stuff, then you just left that, relaxed state, and like that, you are in a spiral of emotions and feelings and reactions. That is one way. The other way, the other end, is when you fear of something, like you just don't want to do something, or just want to run away, want to quit of that situation. So the fear and the anger. So when you observe yourself, like being the observed and the person who is observing at the same time, is a nice state. It needs practice, because if you are in a situation when you just lose it, then you can be within the spiral and you can't see it. But with practice, I know it from practice, that there are situations when I know that I'm losing it. I can see myself within the spiral, like being angry and aggressive and whatever, but I can observe myself at the same time. Okay? I don't press or oppress my feelings. Of course, there is a kind of control, because I don't want to kill anybody or make a huge damage, but I let it be. Okay? And when it's over, then immediately, or whenever I feel being ready, I start a belief work or a feeling work. What does it mean? I just sit down and I take a piece of paper, or I do it mentally, whatever, it depends on my mood. And I just start to list all the bad feelings which were there. Then I'm asking myself, and I connect to the creation, and I ask that way, being in theta state, my subconscious, that's the creation itself, and what I'm learning, why I'm creating these situations, what these bad things, what bad experiences are teaching me, and the answer will be there. Maybe I'm learning self-control, or maybe I'm learning letting go, or maybe I'm learning understanding, whatever. Okay? And when I map it, that, okay, these are bad things through which I'm experiencing these things, I just make an exchange with a download, we call it. It's like whoever seen the movie Matrix, and when one of them, the lady, the main character, wanted to learn how to fly the helicopter, just program, find and download it to the brain, and done, and you got it. So actually, practically, we are doing the same, but the source, we are connecting to the source, because in the space of source, everything has its ideal, as the Greeks used to say back in time, definition of whatever, like the definition of unconditional love, what love is, according to the source. And how does it feel? That's a package. But that's the absolute understanding or perception of love. Okay, that's out there. And we here have different perceptions of it. So I can simply, with a simple statement, expressing my will that I want this to be downloaded to my energetic system. And I express this will, and the creation will follow up. You just need to believe it and thank for it. So, and the definition and this whole package, the perception of the creation about it, will come down into your system, and it will upgrade you. But it doesn't mean that on your personal scale, for example, if you were from 0 to 100, I don't know, 45 about unconditional love or love, then you will go to 100. No, you will be upgraded to 50 or 52 or whatever. You are ready to absorb, to receive. Okay. Yes. So it is very important to know what you want to change, what you are learning, which comes with self-observation, and with a simple demand or request, it is given to you. Of course, there is the free agency, the free will there. I cannot download to anybody else something which that person does not agree with, because it will not stay there. So everybody has free agency, thus the responsibility to choose what she or he wants, or refuse on whatever terms. Yes, so next slide, please. And the next one. So whoever, no, just before the previous one, please. Thank you. So whoever wishes to participate in this meditation, I would do it for all of you right now. We would just go through it and connect to the essence, the pure energy of creation. And intuitively, I will sense, I will ask the creation itself if there is any download that the group might need. And I will ask you if you want that download, and whoever wants to have this download, just say yes loudly for yourself. And I am going to witness it for you. Witnessing means that that's energetically witnessing it, that from the creation it's coming down. It is the creation, the source energy, which does it. And with your free agency, you can accept it. And as far as I'm witnessing it, it becomes reality. So I would like to have the background music for this meditation. I would like whoever wishes to have some water just to hydrate more, please. So please close your eyes. Put your 2 fingers on your forehead where your third eye is. Close your eyes. Put your focus where your fingers are touching your third eye. And now, put your fingers from this point where your mind is focusing into your heart, onto your heart, which is in between your breasts, where your heart is. And turn your focus from your third eye to your heart. You can press a little bit the skin on above your heart, point where to focus. Yes, now tell your heart inside yourself 3 times, I love you, I love you, I love you. Then breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Now imagine energy coming up through the bottom of your feet from the energetic center of the earth. It enters your energy field, your body, and cleans and harmonizes all of your chakras. It goes up on the top of your head and creates a beautiful ball of light. You are inside in this ball of light, and the piece of your heart consciousness joins you there. Take time to notice what color it is. Take a breath again through your nose in and through your mouth out. Now imagine going up above your house, above your country, the continent, the earth. Now breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Now we are going higher, go up, and we see our solar system, and go up above the Milky Way and above the universes. With going up, we are expanding into all directions. Now breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Once more, breathe in and breathe out. Now imagine going into the light above the universes. It is a big, beautiful light. Imagine going up through that light, and you will see another bright light, and another, and another. In fact, there are many bright lights. Just keep going and breathe in and breathe out. Between the lights, there is a little bit of dark light, but that is just a layer before the next light. So keep going. Finally, there is a great, big, bright light. Breathe in and breathe out. Go through it. When you go through it, you are sensing an energy, a gel-like substance that has all the colors of the rainbow. You go through that. You go higher until you see a light that is pearls colors. Head for that light. It is a shape of rectangle. It is an opening to the seventh plane. Now go through it. Go deep within. Feel it. Breathe. Breathe it in through your nose and breathe it out through your mouth. It feels light, but it has an essence. You can feel it going through you. It is if you can no longer feel the separation between your own body and this energy. You become all that is. Breathe in and breathe out. No worries. Your body remains as it is. It is becoming perfect and healthy. Remember, there is just energy here. No people or things. If you see people, go higher. It is from this place that the creator of all that is can perform instant healing, and you are a part of it. And you can create in all aspects whatever you wish in your life. Just relax into this essence. Breathe in and breathe out. And if you want, I would like to download you from this place the definition and the meaning of relaxing. That is, it's possible to be relaxed anytime I decide so. I would like to download you what peace means. Being in peace with myself and with creation. If you want these downloads, just say yes. And it's coming down. And one more. That I'm worthy to accept the gifts, and I'm open to accept the gifts of creation. Thus, unconditional love. Breathe in and out. Thank you. It's done. It's done. It's done. Now just be and enjoy. Keep breathing deep through your in and through your mouth out. It is the perfect place to communicate with the Creator. This is the perfect place thus to communicate with your inner essence of light and love. Remember, state. It is all yours now. It was always yours. Because you are. I can see that it's a nice place for many of you, but slowly, slowly, it is time to come back. So I would like you to put your palms together. Yeah, and make it hot. Put your hands on your eyes. Feel into it. Feel the warmth of your palms. And when you are ready, just open your eyes and slowly come back to the place and to the body where you are. And smile. Good job. Very, very high energies, very enlightened people for me. I don't know your background, but you felt very nice, very kind energies indeed. Let's hydrate. I have, I think, 2 more slides to go through. So just remember, now you have a kind of imprint about how to, an experience in your brain, how to connect this place. And when you feel being at ease and relaxed, that's the place when you can communicate with yourself and with the creation anytime. It's free and yours. Next slide, please. These are books written by Vianna Steibel with the support of his husband. And there are maybe 1 or 2 more, which will give you a very deep insight about what Theta Healing is in details. Practically, the teachings, what we instructors teach, many courses, are based on these books as well. So we have a manual and we have these books as well when we are teaching. So any moment, you're welcome, any moment you want to delve into the details of Theta Healing, just order from Amazon one of these books, whatever calls your attention, and read. It has a structure actually, because the quantity of energy, the information what through Theta Healing you can receive needs to be built up. So that's why this, as all modalities, it is divided into sections. And each section has a time allocated to. For example, a basic course takes 3 days, and it must take 3 days. It cannot be taught less than 3 days because you need 2 sleeping cycles when, or not from the Amazon, from wherever, when you receive new information. Not only your brain receives it, but all your body, all your energetic systems, what you have around you. And it needs time to become part of you up to the degree where you are with your consciousness. Yes. It can be taught to anyone who believes that we are more than a three-dimensional flesh and bone creatures. A part of them can be taught online. This is the result of COVID, the COVID era. But some of them can be taught only live, because you know, with a simple touch, when you touch someone and your skin meet with the skin of the other person, then there is a communication immediately starting at DNA level. Your DNAs are communicating. And whatever you are teaching, and when you touch someone and you are telling the person that thing, then your DNA communicates it to the other person's DNA as well. Yes, and the next slide, please. I am entitled, I have the degree, how to say it, the authorization, because I finished instructors on about these issues here, so I can teach these courses, some of them online, some of them in person. Yes, that would have been the presentation about theta healing. I tried to cover many things and give you a comprehensive view about the subject. So now I think it's question time. So I'm open for questions.